The title of this video says it all. Everything becomes easy when it's broken down into smaller steps. Now that seems like maybe a little bit too good to be true, right? Apply that to certain things like, oh, well, it's not easy to make $1 billion. And sure, on its own, that's a pretty big goal. It's very difficult. Even $1 million is pretty difficult. But think about it. Really think about what I said. Think about breaking it down, because it's a lot easier to make $1,000 than to make $1 million. Start with that 1,000, right? This can apply to anything. Apply it to your fitness, right? Think about it that way. I want to lose 50 pounds. Whoa, big goal. That's probably, for most people, like a third or a fourth of their body weight, right? It's a lot of weight to lose. But start with 5 pounds. You break that down even further. It's a little more than a pound a week, right? So it's these kind of mindsets that you need to apply when you're looking at something more long-term, when you've got a long-term goal you want to achieve. This is almost what I did at first when I was looking forward to lose more than 70 pounds, but not in the exact same way, where I didn't break it into a bunch of different chunks. I just said, I'm going to lose weight a pound a week, right? And that's fine too, because in a sense, if you want to lose 70 pounds, 75 pounds, you've just broken your goal down into 70 or 75 chunks. So take that same mindset and apply it to anything with fitness. I want to add 20 pounds to my bench in the next 3 months. Okay, that's 7.33 pounds per month. So it's kind of a weird way to break it down, but let's say 5 pounds every 3 weeks. And then you could break that down further. Well, every week I can't add weight to the bar because my beginner gains have tailored off and it's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit more difficult for me to progress, but you can add reps. So let's say right now you're benching 225 for 6 reps and you want to move up to 245 for 6 reps by the end of this period. Start in week 1 by going for 225 for 7 or for 8. And then in week 2, 225 for 8 or 9 or 10, right? Add reps until you can add that weight. Then in the next week, in the third week, add some 2.5s to the bar. Then you're benching 230 for 5 or 6 reps, and the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. Now, I sound like I'm doing a lot of yapping in this video, and I don't intend to make it a long one because this is a relatively simple mindset, but the whole point is summed up in the title. Break any massive goal you have down into smaller goals, because 1, it looks less daunting, 2, you keep the incentive of that bigger goal still, and 3, you can make a plan. Because, again, losing 70 pounds, trying to do that all at once, your plan's not going to be very coherent. Imagine if you tried to lose 70 pounds in a week, you probably wouldn't eat or drink anything, right? So that's not a very smart way to go about it. And of course, nobody expects to do that, but it's a lot easier to approach it when you've chunked it down into things you can do in a week, in a month, in a couple of months. So that's pretty much where I'm going to draw this video. Just apply this mindset to anything you want to do. Break it down into, if you have a goal for the end of the year, break it down into 12 months. And then break each month down into 4 weeks as you go, right? Obviously, your goals and the way you see them will change slightly over time as you learn more, as you experience more. That's normal. That's happened to me a million times. I actually should make a video about that, but save that for later. But the whole point of this is break it down into smaller goals, makes your goal a lot more palatable, makes it a lot more believable that you can actually do it, and it makes seeing progress that much more significant and that much more satisfying because you see that you're sticking to your plan, and every time you reach that next week's milestone, you believe more that you can achieve the goal, which spurs you towards it even faster. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you apply this mindset or already think the same kind of way. Love to hear from you. Always love hearing from you guys. Been getting a little bit of traction recently, so I've had a couple people actually commenting, which is pretty nice. But thanks for watching. Hope that helps.